If you don't read the newspaper, you're uninformed. If you do read it, you're misinformed.
So what do you do?
That's a great question. What is the long-term effect of too much information? One of the effects is the need to be first, not even to be true anymore. So what a responsibility you all have to tell the truth, not just to be first, but to tell the truth. We live in a society now where it's just first. Who cares? Get it out there. We don't care who it hurts. We don't care who we destroy. We don't care if it's true. Just say it. Sell it. Anything you practice, you'll get good at, including BS.
Denzel Washington. Are you a fan of Denzel? Now, I'm not going to lie to you. Denzel is one of my favorite actors of all time, but it's because of this right here. Like the way he shuts everything down, even in movies, but in real life. So I was watching this particular clip right here of this reporter basically asking Denzel about Trump without saying Trump's name, and asking him about the president, asking him about race relations, asking him about this, asking him about that, right? And then I ran into a Larry Elder video. So this Larry Elder video right here that we're about to watch is a goodie, and I want to check it out with you guys. It's basically a video that says Denzel Washington, the only Hollywood star telling the truth about race. And unfortunately for him, he was very active during 2015, 2016, and that was when Donald Trump was running and then became president. So race relations took a crazy step, and also Obama, right? Would you guys say that race relations was worse under Obama or Trump? Because a lot of people always say that Trump was the one that brought it out. He brought out all this crazy stuff. So he was getting asked a lot of stuff about race, and I want to check it out. Let me know down below what you guys think before this video on Denzel Washington. Is he based? Is he good? Make sure to follow the Rumble at Lou Valentino. You guys know we're on 2 strikes, so we got to be extremely careful. And join the locals for only $5 a month. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Larry Elder on Denzel Washington. Let's get it.
This is about Denzel Washington, not about his acting, which is great. No, this is about his perspective. He's probably the only person in Hollywood speaking the truth about so-called race relations. Now, don't get me wrong. He's nobody's Republican. He probably wouldn't have voted for Donald Trump if you paid him. But
for Black people in particular, do you think that we can truly make change as things are right now?
Well, it starts in the home. You know, if the father's not in the home, the boy will find the father in the streets. Yeah, I saw it in my generation and every generation before me and everyone since. It starts in the home. You know, if the streets raise you, then the judge becomes your mother, and, you know, and prison becomes your home.
This interviewer was determined to get Denzel Washington to go BMW. For those of you new to the El Dorado Nation, BMW stands for bitch, moan, and whine, and Denzel Washington wasn't having it.
I want to just ask you, though, about the issue of race relations, because the film touches upon that. Right now, under President Obama, over the last 8 years, in your mind, have race relations improved under his leadership?
You know, race relationships have to do with race relationships. You're white or whatever you are, I'm black or whatever I am. We're standing here talking now. That's how we get things done. You can't legislate love. The President of the United States can't legislate us into liking each other. We have to step forward and ask questions about each other. And
you know, one thing I noticed here is Pauletta Washington, his wife, the way she's looking at him explain this, she's so proud of it. She's so proud of her husband. This is a great relationship they got going on here. But once again, it's just all of these, and I mean all of these people, all these reporters asking about race relations because of the presidents of the past and all of these different things, as if, you know, once again, like they're trying to bait Denzel Washington into saying a certain thing. They're trying to bait him into saying a certain perspective that everybody has, what I used to have as well. Oh, the reason why Hispanics and minorities overall are doing bad is because of white supremacy. So they're expecting him to go full-blown white supremacy, you know, as the issue. But he's going back to the home. What do you guys think? Do you agree with him on that? He's going back to the home. Don't let the streets raise you. You feel me? Like that's common sense, right? Shit, well, you would think so.
Engage. There's no law that says, oh, because I'm president, you all got to get along now. So it's up to us.
He tried again. Denzel, talk to me about systemic, institutional, structural, foundational, endemic racism. And Denzel Washington wasn't going with it.
There's been so many protests in America, especially during the election. Black Lives Matter movement, for example, and those issues. Has that movement in particular, the Black Lives Matter movement, helped race relations or not in America?
Well, listen, we live in America, and in America we have the freedom to express ourselves. We shouldn't take that for granted. So whatever the movements are, whether you agree with them or don't, they have the right to express themselves. So that's one of the great things about being in this country, that you do have the right to protest.
You see, here's the deal. Denzel Washington is not a victocrat. He knows damn well why so many blacks are involved in the criminal justice system.
It was something I read where you talked about your people from Mount Vernon saying that, you know, like they've done like 40 years in the penitentiary together. So, and, you know, incarceration rates in America has been a problem, especially as opposed to minorities. And Roman delves into the issues around the legal system. Do you think we've made any headway in the
I
legal
think it's more important to make headway in our own house. By the time the system comes into play, the damage is done. They're not locking up 7-year-olds.
Woo! Wow. They're not locking up 7-year-olds. It all starts way before then. It's crazy because my father did he did federal time, and he then got deported to the Dominican Republic. And then my brother, you know, he's done a lot of time. He's been in and out of prison. So I get that. I get that firsthand. A lot of people do. I don't think this particular, like this, everybody has gone through, everybody has a sob story. But the saddest part is nobody really cares too much. You know what I mean? And when he says they're not locking up 7-year-olds, that's what I'm saying. Like, we all have to make our decisions as we get older. And it really comes down to who's mentoring us, who's helping us get better, right? Who are our leaders? Damn, he's shutting it down. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know, I was in Chicago a couple of 3-4 weeks ago, and we saw these little kids on bikes with masks on the side of their head, like 5 or 6 of them. And the driver said, yeah, they're little yummies. I said, who? He said, little yummies. Look up, Google Lil Yummy. Lil Yummy was an 11-year-old murderer.
Wow.
And you look at his picture, you'll see the headshot of him, and he's like this. And he got murdered at 11 by a 14-year-old.
Wow.
Who's doing life now, and a 16-year-old.
That makes no sense.
You blame the system? Where was his father?
Yeah.
It starts in the house. It starts in the home. And yeah, well, my father got locked up. Well, where was his father?
Yeah.
And Mr. Washington talked about the friends he grew up with and what happened to them.
Like I did talk about my 3 closest friends, and they did, 15 to 25, one did 28, this and that. I was the only one of the 3 that had a father in my life, even though my parents were together. But I still had a father who was a gentle man and a good example, and they didn't. We can blame the system if we want, but they didn't lock any of us up at 7.
Yeah.
We were all doing enough to get locked up at 13. My parents sent me in another direction. They didn't have anybody to help them, and they kept doing what they was doing.
The formula for success: hard work, focus, commitment, persistence, perseverance, sacrifice, and believing in yourself.
You know what the saddest part about this is? Is that watching this great video by Larry Elder explaining, right, and also breaking down Denzel Washington, race relations, presidents, and all of this crazy stuff, he gets a lot of hate, man. Larry Elder gets a lot of hate. I think there was a magazine or sometime, I don't know, something online came out. It was a paper that came out that said that Larry Elder is the face of it's the black face of white supremacy. Like, he's like an Uncle Tom, and he's a sellout because he decides to look at life this way. So it's crazy how much hate Larry Elder gets by his own people, honestly. He's most hated by his own people. When you a black conservative, a black Republican, a black Trump supporter, you get hate.
But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams, and they ultimately fuel disappointment. So have dreams, but have goals. Life goals, yearly goals, monthly goals, daily goals. I try to give myself a goal every day. Sometimes it's just to not curse somebody out. Simple goals, but have goals. And understand that to achieve these goals, you must apply discipline and consistency. In order to achieve your goals, you must apply discipline, which you have already done, and consistency every day, not just on Tuesday and miss a few days. You have to work at it every day. You have to plan every day. You've heard the saying, we don't plan to fail, we fail to plan. Hard work works. Working really hard is what successful people do. And in this text, tweet, twerk world that you've grown up in, remember, just because you're doing a lot more doesn't mean you're getting a lot more done. Remember that. Just because you're doing a lot more doesn't mean you're getting a lot more done. Don't confuse movement with progress. My mother told me, she said, yeah, because you can run in place all the time and never get anywhere. So continue to strive, continue to have goals, continue to progress.
Quite a contrast from this.
Being a black man in America isn't easy. The hunt is on. And you're the prey. All I'm saying is, survive.
To this,
We all have different talents. Some of you will be doctors, some lawyers, some scientists, some educators, some nurses, some teachers. Yeah, okay. Some preachers. The most selfish thing you can do in this world is help someone else. Why is it selfish? Because the gratification, the goodness that comes to you, the good feeling that I get from helping others, nothing's better than that. Not jewelry, not big house I have, not the cars, but it's the joy. That's where the joy is, in helping others. That's where the success is.
and at the top of Denzel Washington's list of things to do to become successful, put God first.
In helping others. Finally, I pray that you put your slippers way under the bed tonight, so that when you wake up in the morning, you have to get on your knees to reach them. And while you're down there, say thank you for grace. Thank you for mercy. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for wisdom. Thank you for parents. Thank you for love. Thank you for kindness. Thank you for humility. Thank you for peace. Thank you for prosperity. Say thank you in advance for what's already yours.
This is making me want to go outside and go do a lot of great things right now, man. This is motivating me to go be the best person possible. No cap. Like this is what we need to hear in our hoods, man. This is what we need to hear like everywhere, bro. Respectfully, like and I get it. A lot of people have been victims of like, I guess, racism and stuff like that. And some people just, I don't know. Some people are just so brainwashed into thinking that someone's out there to get them, to bring them down. There is someone, Satan. And that's why we need Jesus. That's why we need God. Sometimes it's just all about God. Sometimes it's just all about doing the right thing. Sometimes it's not about politics or left or right. Sometimes it's just about God and something higher than us to help us govern ourselves. Right? We are no bigger than this world. We have something bigger up there, which is God. But unfortunately, these race relations have gotten to the point of where wokeism comes in. Identity politics. You are only as good as your skin color, and you can only go as far as your skin color allows you to go. Not as much as your hard work, not as much as your motivation, not as much as your connections in life with other humans and what you do for other humans. That's what identity politics has become. That's what wokeness has become. It's sad to see our country go down like this. All because a president is this and a president is that. I'm starting to think Denzel probably voted for Trump, man. Let's see.
It's how I live my life. That's why I am. One of the reasons why I am today. Say thank you in advance for what is already yours. True desire in the heart for anything good is God's proof to you, sent beforehand to indicate that it's yours already. I'll say it again. True desire in the heart, that itch that you have, whatever it is you want to do, that thing that you want to do to help others and to grow and to make money, that desire, that itch, that's God's proof to you, sent beforehand already to indicate that it's yours. And anything you want good, you can have. So claim it. Work hard to get it. When you get it, reach back. Pull someone else up. Each one, teach one. Don't just aspire to make a living. Aspire to make a difference.
Now, because this dastardly black conservative said good things about Denzel Washington, I hope he doesn't get canceled. I don't think he will. I'm Larry Elder, and we've got a country to save. I'll see you next time.
Listen, man, my thoughts are plain and simple. Shout out to Denzel Washington. Shout out to him because he's dropping truth bombs about where we're at as a country today. And if you're watching this and you're somebody that's super progressive, super right, super left, always meet in the middle because it just is about God. And I think it's about something higher than us, something better than us, something bigger than us. And I think if life is structured that way, then it always helps us discipline ourselves and correct our mistakes because we don't think that we're God. The moment that humans start to think that they're God, pride comes before the fall, man. It does. It truly does. It just does. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think about Denzel Washington shutting down these reporters. Not only shutting down these reporters, with his great speeches. These speeches is really good, man. Shout out to Denzel. Shout out to Morgan Freeman too. I know Morgan Freeman's been kind of on this wave as well. So very good video by Larry Elder. Ladies and gentlemen, comment down below what you think. Hit the like button. Join me on Rumble. Join the Locals for only $5 a month. Help me never have to depend on YouTube ever again. I'll see you guys on the next one.